Hi, I'm Jonathan Weinberg, and I'm going to do a pretty quick review of a new pen I got. It is a new line of Opus 88. This is called the Transparent Green Colora. It's a new model of a line of pens that Opus 88 has been making for a while. I have one of the older versions. And the difference is, in the older version, there's this ebonite here added on the cap and on the bottom here. So this is different now. In the new version, it's completely clear and there's no ebonite, and it's just all acrylic, which in some ways is, I think, an advantage, because that way you can completely see the nib and you can see the ink in a way that the old ebonite version was hiding that part here. Well, not really when you're looking at the pen, but when the cap was on it, it was hiding it. So, I mean, the ebonite is really nice. It's a nice sort of, and it's different. It makes the pen look a little different from a typical demonstrator. Otherwise, they're quite similar. You have the ebonite on the top on the old version. In the new version, it's clear. And I'll show you this under the the camera so you can see this closer. The nibs are the same line. They are interchangeable. And the good thing about this model, which I think so far I've only seen it on Goldspot, is it is considerably cheaper. It is, they say the list price is the same, but they're actually charging $55 for this one. And the old ones are, I think, around $90, $93. So it's considerably less money. It's a somewhat lighter pen, I notice, but I really like the way it feels in the hand. And I'm a big fan of the demonstrator pen. You know, the fact that it's clear all the way through, I think that's very, very handsome. It's very beautiful. And it writes about the same as the more expensive version. So it's a matter really, I think, of aesthetics rather than differences in terms of the nib or how it's going to write. So what I'm going to do is this time I'm going to do a drawing of a freshly in bloom amaryllis plant that I have flower. But I'm going to do it first in watercolor, and then I am going to ink it in using this pen and a Waterman Absolute Brown. And of course I also will include a writing sample. But as I say, I think it's a very enjoyable pen. And I really don't have anything to say that I dislike about it. I very much like the green color. Oh, one thing I don't like. Let me see. I did have something to say in mind. It posts theoretically, but not securely. So you don't. Oh, when I was using it, it was kind of falling off. So you can post it, but you can see it's a bit loose. So it's tricky to post. So that's not good. Also, let me point out, the other line of, really, I think all of Opus 88 pens, it is an eyedropper filler. It comes with an eyedropper. So it fills with an eyedropper, and the other thing is that you can close it off so that if you're on a plane, it won't leak ink. So that's what this lever is for. So when you're done writing with the pen, you close it up, and then only the little bit of ink that's in the top can come out, and presumably use that up. And then when you're in an airplane, it won't leak if there's a pressure difference. And you have to remember to open it up when you write, because otherwise the top won't get ink. But that's actually a very handy thing, and also it holds a lot of ink, which is a good thing. Oh, another difference I should point out is the box that it comes in. The old Colora came in a really big box like this. That's the box that it came in, the brown orangey one. And the new one comes in a much smaller box, but does that really make a difference? I don't know if that really matters to you. So this is the smaller box. And this is a much bigger box, but I think the small box is fine. So you save money. This is how it compares to a Lamy pen. So you can see it's a fairly big pen, Lamy Safari. Here is a Pilot Metropolitan. Seems to always be what people like to see, how it compares. So it's a fairly large pen, which I like. And really, although it doesn't post very securely, you don't really need it to post. Okay, this is the Opus, sorry, 88 Coloro. It is green. It's a demonstrator. It's a medium nib, and I'm using Waterman Absolute Brown. Okay. And pretty wet, and it's pretty smooth. No line variation to speak of. But it writes very nicely. And quick brown jumps over the lazy dog. I'm going pretty fast, not skipping. Very reliable, not scratchy, smooth. That's too many O's in smooth. Here, drawing with pencil, just sort of sketching in the flowers. These are amazing, these amaryllis, the way they just are almost baroque, the enormous flower and how they bloom in the middle of the winter. It sort of gives you hope. And you have to stake them though, because they fall over, they're so huge. Okay, and here I'm putting the watercolor in, just a little bit of color. I always try to use watercolor thin and build it up. Green of the leaves. Tend to always make shadows blue, purple. Gives them light. Shadows have light in them. Then I waited till it dried actually. Now I'm putting the brown in with the pen. And it really writes very smoothly, but there is no flex to it. Every line is pretty similar. There you go. I keep calling it demonstrator. They call it a transparent. That's the name. Colora Transparent Green. That's the name they give to it. But of course, it's a demonstrator pen. Don't forget to subscribe.